everybody, so today I'm here to finally do the showdown between the 3 under eye concealers that I have been playing around with for the last couple of months. And if you think I am sitting funny or holding my arm out strangely, that is correct, because I have swatched them on my arm and I don't want it on my clothing. So that's why I'm going to be sitting awkwardly for the next 10 minutes or so. So the 3 that I have to talk to you about and the 3 that you've been asking me to tell you about are, in no particular order, the Too Faced Born This Way concealer, the MAC Pro Longwear concealer, and the Tarte Shape Tape. Now, I have a clear favorite, and I think you already know what it is because I talked about it in my Best of 2016, but let me just give you a quick rundown. I have taken some notes to share with you. So the first is Too Faced Born This Way. This was the first one I picked up of the 3. It comes in 10 shades. It is $28 for 0.23 ounces. And it is supposed to blur imperfections, lines, wrinkles, and hide dark circles, and it's supposed to have skincare properties infused in it. There's alpine water and coconut water and hyaluronic acid in the concealer. And the delivery system, all 3 of them come in, I think it's glass, well, this feels like plastic to me, some sort of clear tube, and then it is your typical doe foot applicator. Just testing the scent. It has a little, it smells odd. It's a little bit chemical, and then there's something else, but I don't really care too much about the scent. The next one that I don't know in which order I grabbed them, but Tarte Shape Tape, by far hardest to find. It is sold out all the time. As far as I know, only really available at tartecosmetics.com and in Ulta, or at ulta.com. And it is $24. So $4 less than the Too Faced for 0.34 ounces. So less money for more product. And it comes in 14 shades. And again, I think this is I don't think this is glass. I think it's a similar packaging. Doe foot applicator, much larger doe foot applicator. It has a nice pleasant smell to it. Kind of citrusy. I don't know, it's a pleasant, fresh scent. And then the doe foot has a slight little divot at the very end, sort of to hold the product in. Did I mention it comes in 14 shades? Yeah, so $4 less than the Too Faced and 4 more shades than the Too Faced. And then the last product to show you is from MAC. It's the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. It's supposed to last 15 hours, waterproof, sweat-proof, transfer-proof, 3.3 ounces for $22 and 16 shades. I know for a fact this is glass because my sister-in-law bought this and dropped it on her bathroom floor where it shattered into a million pieces. And the delivery system has a cap and then it's a little pump. So it's like a tiny little foundation bottle, basically. Okay, I need to explain how I use concealer before we get any further into this. So I use concealer in 2 ways and 2 different concealers for that purpose. The first purpose is to, wow, it's getting really sunny outside. The first purpose is to cover up blemishes, imperfections on my face, but not under my eyes. And that's an entirely different concealer because that is I want to perfectly match my skin tone. I don't want to highlight or brighten, obviously. And then the other concealer that I use is for under my eyes to hide dark circles and to brighten. So for that, I want to do a shade or 2 lighter than my skin tone and really brighten that up. So to varied, and the consistency is going to be different because the skin under my eyes is much thinner, more delicate, a little bit more dry, shows fine lines and wrinkles. So, you know, I don't really want to use the same concealer that I use on my face necessarily that I would use under my eyes. Okay, I should also point out the order in which I put on my face products and how I usually apply concealer. So first I make sure my under eye area is very well moisturized with my eye cream, then face moisturizer. And then once that's all been rubbed in, then I go in with foundation. And then, I did not do this today, I always, except for today, do my MAC Prep and Prime highlighter pen in Radiant Rose. Even with this stuff, it just, the pink undertone just brightens even more. and then I pat that in, and then I put on the under eye concealer. But for today's demonstration purposes, I skipped the MAC Prep and Prime so you could see what this looks like all by itself. Let's just start with what I don't like. I really, really, really wanted to like the Too Faced Born This Way concealer because I really like the foundation that goes with this. It's radiant, it has skincare properties in it. I thought this was gonna be a no-brainer. This was gonna be the favorite. It is not. For me, and this is maybe particular to those of us who are on the extreme side of the pale end of the spectrum, it's just not light enough. I will do a close-up of what's going on my arm, but I have it in the very lightest shade, and it's just not light enough. It does not brighten. In fact, it's a little bit maybe even darker than my skin tone, so it doesn't just not hide dark circles, it probably emphasizes them. So that was a unique issue to me, and maybe isn't gonna be as much of an issue if you have darker skin than me, which is the vast majority of people watching this video. That being said, I also feel like it didn't cover enough. It was almost too, the texture wasn't quite right. I don't really have issues so much with concealers caking and collecting in my fine lines. The only one that really stands out to me is the Maybelline Age Rewind does on me. The Too Faced Born This Way concealer did as well. So it was very much a disappointment. And as I just realized, the smell is kind of bizarre. So this was sad. And I have to say, it was the most expensive of the three, and it has the most limited shade range. So Too Faced, out, goodbye. Love your foundation. Very much dislike your concealer. Kind of sad. Okay, next on the from least liked to most liked is the MAC Pro Longwear concealer. I really like that it's supposed to be waterproof, sweat-proof, so this will be great. A great formula in the summer, perhaps, or in my world in another couple of months when we start hitting 80-something degrees. But I'm not a fan of the glass bottle. It's one thing to have glass foundation, but I drop concealer all the time, and I'm not looking forward to shattering, you know, a bottle of concealer all over the floor. I really dislike the delivery system. I like that there's a cap, that's great, but the pump itself, it's hard, it's very stiff, so I always pump out more product than I need, so I'm really wasting a lot of product. And then it's messy, so I have to pump it out onto the back of my hand or onto something else and then dab it. Now I've got it on my hand, now I've got it on my fingers. I don't like, the delivery system for me really ruins the product experience. Again, I have it in the lightest shade, NC15, and it's on this eye. I'm gonna put a clip in of me applying the two of them in a little, I should say, sorry, early in the morning, coffee, not fully digested yet, clearly. This eye is MAC Pro Longwear. This eye is the Tarte Shape Tape. The MAC Pro Longwear does not blend as well into the skin on me as the Tarte Shape Tape. So it's good. It's great if you're gonna be in water or sweating or exercising or, you know, that kind of thing. But again, especially if you're fair-skinned, not ideal. So obviously the favorite is, for me, the Tarte Shape Tape. Other than the fact that, you know, I could probably find a unicorn more easily than getting this. Now, the last time I checked, it is in stock on the Tarte website, but getting it at Ulta is a little trickier. It's the least expensive. It has a really good shade range. They have neutral shades, yellow undertones, pink undertones. I just went for what's the lightest shade, which is on my face. It is, when I first saw this in the stores, I passed on it. And the reason I did was when I swatched it, I thought, wow, this is thick. There is no way this is gonna work on older skin. It's gonna get cakey, it's gonna be dry on my dry skin. This is gonna be a disaster. Well, I gotta tell you, yes, that's how you would think, but no, that is not how it goes on. So it's on this eye, and as you can see, the way I tend to apply it first with a brush, just because I hate getting my fingers really, really dirty. So I'll start by patting it in with a brush, and then once it's pretty much worked in, I'll go in and finish with my finger to kind of melt it into the skin. I will say this product requires a little bit of effort as far as you really have to keep patting it, patting it, patting it. If you don't pat it in and fully meld it into your skin, you're not gonna love it. But once this sucker is patted in, It doesn't budge, it doesn't cake, it doesn't crease, it brightens, it stays put, it blends, I think, very nicely. I have not powdered it. I do like to set it with a little bit of powder. I go high end or really low end. I either set it with the Guerlain Meteorites or the e.l.f. I think it's the contour palette or illuminating palette. I go back and forth. There's a couple of shades in either of those e.l.f. palettes that I like to set it with. It does work better if it's set, even on dry skin. And it brightens, it works great. The other thing that I like about it is it's pretty darn opaque. So if you have, besides for just the dark circles, if you have like freckles in that area or age spots, those are gonna get covered too. I would really like to figure out what shade I am for the rest of my face, because I think this would be excellent for just covering up regular blemishes as well. The nice thing about the Tarte Shape Tape is it's also a contour concealer. So if you want to use this to do contouring on your face, and you're not a big fan of using powders or glimmery highlights like I am, yeah, love the shiny highlight, you can use this to highlight, you know, especially if you're darker skinned than me and you want to really highlight those cheekbones with a liquid product. You know, you can dot this on your cheekbones, blend it in, and it's gonna highlight your cheekbones. In fact, because this is so light, I could definitely use this to highlight my cheekbones as well. I've never tried it. I personally, because it's been so hard to get, don't wanna waste it on anything other than my under eyes. I have enough other products to use on my cheekbones. Obviously, you could go for the deeper shades if you wanna contour the rest of your face, but I'm just sticking to what I bought it for, which is to conceal under my eyes. I would love to hear what your favorites are of the three. It's been interesting. A few of you have mentioned in recent videos you really, really love what I've picked out. You really, really can't stand a couple of the ones that I like. So, you know, everybody's skin is a little different. Everyone's preferences are a little bit different. So it's really fun, I think, to have the conversation and just, you know, trade your stories. What kind of skin type do you have? What are you looking for? What do you want it to do? You know, what kind of climate do you live in? All those things. What works for me right now in the winter, this might not be a favorite 4 or 5 months from now, 6 months from now. We shall see. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Let me know if there's any other products like this that you want me to do some compare and contrasting. This was fun. I am now going to get this off my arm because this is weird. So there you have it. That's my rundown. I'd love to hear what you think. Please leave your comments in the comments below, and I look forward to reading them. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.